Hi everybody, George Fokas from Fokas Beyond. You may know me, you may not know me. But those who do know me know that I say it as it is. I put it out there, I don't beat around the bush, I'm a straight shooter. And in life, it's the choices we make, not the chances we take, that changes our destiny. And so, no matter how much I can share, no matter how many testimonials I can share, no matter how many trading results I can share, there are still people who do nothing because their excuses are bigger than their dreams. There are so many people who say, George, I really want success. George, I want your lifestyle. George, I want my money working for me. But yet their actions prove otherwise. And therefore it tells me that they really don't want success. They think they want it, but they don't want it. Because if they really wanted it, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing, sitting in their comfort zones. They would be doing other things out of their comfort zones to help them step up and grow. Now, I've been at an event for the last 3 days, and I placed a trade because I wanted to show at the event the money that I can make by simply following a process and a system that's been proven. And in 10 minutes to click 10 buttons, which my students know exactly what I'm talking about, our money goes into the market and our money works for us. But the biggest thing that you need to understand is, if you're sitting here watching because you really care, is the profit that we make on the capital that we invest is paid into our account from day one up front, irrespective of what the stock market is going to do in the future. So whether the stock market goes up or whether the stock market goes down or sideways, we have made an income, a return, a profit on the capital investment, irrespective of what the markets are going to do in the future. Because think about this. How many times have you and have others put money and time, not just money, but time into an investment, and at the end, you've seen a zero return on that investment? But imagine if you could put your money into an investment and see the profit, the income, the cash flow paid into your account at the beginning of that investment. How would you feel? And so let me show you and share with you my trading statement straight from my account. I've taken a screenshot of it. I've covered the stock code. I've covered my account details. I did a small trade just to show that group at that seminar that with $30,000 US, how much I could make just by clicking some buttons and following a process that's been proven for over 5 decades. Now, people are saying, George, can everybody do this? Well, everybody can if they follow a process. But these results aren't typical because typically most people do nothing and they see nothing. So let me turn the screen around and let me show you, because the reason why I love this so much is that I can be anywhere around the world and I can do this. I've got time freedom, financial freedom, and location freedom. So let me do this. Think about what today's date is. I got in on the 18th of November, as you can see. Now, what I want to show you is at 1:30 a.m. Sydney time, that's 9:30 New York time, the previous day in New York when Sydney is on Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. So have a look at this. At 1:30 in the morning Sydney time while I'm asleep, my order goes in at 1:30 Sydney time in 2 seconds. So within 2 seconds, my order's gone into the market. I bought a stock and I bought it at $29.28, as you can see. And I bought 700, 200, and 100. I bought 1,000 of these. So 1,000 shares at $29.28 is $29,280 US. Now have a look at this. I did a contract which expires on the 21st of November. So think about this, from the 18th of November up until the 21st. So work that out, 3 days. 3 days. I agreed to sell the stock at $29. I sold a contract. So I bought a stock and put a contract on it immediately at the same time, which paid me 93 cents. So I got a 93-cent investment on a $29.28 outlay. So 93-cent profit, my apologies, on a $29.28 investment. So I've agreed to sell that stock at $29. So my net profit is about 65 cents. So I want you to work this out. Grab a calculator and work this out, because this is what I call the smart money plan. That's straight out of my straight from my trading account. So work this out. Go and grab a calculator and do 65 cents divided by 29.28. So I made $650 for 3 days simply clicking some buttons. And for the rest of the week, when was the 18th of November 2025? When was that? Think about it. Look at the date. And then think about and calculate. 65 cents is my net profit on a 29.28 investment for 3 days. Is a 2.2% return. Now, when you consider what the bank is paying a year at 3.7 or even 4% a year, you put your money in the bank and you've got to wait a whole year to make a 4% return from the bank, where I've just done 2.2 in under a week. Now, realistically, all I need to do is one more transaction and I've outdone the banks in the next 11 months. Or in fact, that's for a week. So 52 weeks, let's say 51 weeks. So all I need is one more transaction to give me another 2% return, and I've outdone the banks. Now think about for the other 50 weeks, what else I can make. Whereas the average person gives their money to the banks and hopes and prays and waits for a return at the end. Now, you want to know why I love this strategy so much? And I love property. I heavily invested in property too. But when you've got cash flow, because how many Australians, people around the world, they're asset rich, but cash flow poor. They've got equity in their properties doing nothing with it. And then they're working paycheck to paycheck. Imagine if you've got cash flow working for you. You can be in right now at my place, enjoying this view. On a weekday, when most people are working their asses off, trying to make ends meet. So let me ask you something. Do you want to be sitting here, making your money work for you? Or do you want to keep working for your money? Because something works, nothing doesn't. It's the choices we make, not chances, that changes our destiny. Now, the biggest thing you need to understand is slow and steady wins the race. This isn't a sprint sport. This isn't gambling like your cryptos and your trading and all that sort of stuff. We're not trading the markets. I'm just using the stock market as a vehicle, like people use property as a vehicle to make money off it by renting it or subdividing or building or doing all that sort of stuff. I'm using the stock market as a vehicle. Don't love the stock market. There's no emotion. I just don't want to work for my money, so my money's working for me. So how many of you would like to make an extra $650 on a 29 grand investment, taking you 10 minutes to click 10 buttons, and for the next 3 days you can do whatever you want? You've got 600 bucks, 2%. Now, if that was 290 grand, that would be 6,500 for the next 3 days. It's pretty good, isn't it? The more zeros we put in, the more zeros we pull out. And that's what life is about. You can sit on the sidelines and watch, but if you're not in it, you're not going to win it. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. I appreciate you being here, but I'm here to help you win, if you really want to win. If not, keep watching my testimonials, keep watching my motivational posts, keep watching me talking, and keep working for your money. And there's nothing wrong with working for your money. Before I finish off, there's nothing wrong with working for your money. We need taxpayers. We need people to pay tax. We need taxpayers. But do you want to be on the paying tax, PAYG, working your ass off, and in the end wishing that you did something different? Or do you want to put the time and effort in now and put the hard yards in now to build that pipeline that's going to feed you for the rest of your life, but you don't have to work for it? It's a choice. It's a choice. Because people have done things in the past that haven't worked and they're disheartened. But you've been putting time and money into strategies hoping for a return at the end. I'm telling you, you're going to make a return from day one up front. Your profit, your income, your cash flow is paid into your transaction, into your account at the beginning of your transaction, not at the end. So whether the stock market goes up or down, you've been paid. That's the difference. That's why I love what I do. And that's why I present all around the world, because when people see this, they go, I wish I learned this earlier. How many Australians are sitting on shares doing absolutely nothing with them where they could be making cash flow on a monthly basis? How many of you have superannuation sitting doing nothing and fund managers are taking your money? This strategy is approved in a self-managed super fund. Take care, folks. And thanks for watching. Enjoy my view. This is where I'll be today.